Hello fam, welcome back to my channel. I have another interesting story for you today, so please sit down, relax and enjoy. In the village of Eziani, there lived a man named Amadi. He was a man of gentle spirit, with warm eyes and a gentle smile. Amadi was married to the beautiful Nkem, and they lived together happily with two children, Obi, a boy, with his father's inquisitive eyes, and Ada, a girl, with her mother's graceful charm. Amadi, however, carried a heavy burden, an ailment, a persistent fever that seemed to cling to him like a shadow. Despite his constant struggle with sickness, Amadi was a pillar of strength for his family. He worked tirelessly, farming the land, tending to his small patch of maize and yams, and occasionally crafting wooden tools to sell at the market. He was a provider, a protector, and a loving husband. Nkem, a woman of resilience and quiet strength, supported her husband Amadi in every way she could. She tended to their home, cared for their children, and helped Amadi in his work whenever his strength allowed. Their life was simple, yet filled with love and devotion. One day, the shadow that had clung to Amadi finally consumed him. His fever, which he had lived with for many years, fled with an intensity that could not be subdued. Amadi, his body weakened by years of battling illness, passed away, leaving Nkem and their children heartbroken and adrift. The village mourned the loss of Amadi, a man known for his kindness. Nkem, though devastated, knew that she had to be strong for Obi and Ada. The weight of responsibility settled upon her shoulders like a heavy garment. She had to find a way to provide for her children, to ensure that they had food, shelter, and a future. Nkem, remembering her grandmother's skill with a needle and thread, decided to start a tailoring business. She gathered few pieces of fabrics she owned, borrowed a sewing needle and some thread from her neighbor, and began to mend and create. Her hands, though unfamiliar with the intricate movements of a tailor, moved with determination and grace. She started small, mending torn clothes for her neighbors. Then gradually, her friend Mama Chinasa taught her how to use the sewing machine, and she began to create simple designs. Her dresses, though basic, were crafted with care and a touch of her own unique style. People began to notice the quality of her work, the neat stitches, the vibrant colors she chose. Word quickly spread, and Nkem's little tailoring business began to flourish. She worked tirelessly, sewing from dawn till dusk, her children playing quietly by her side. Obi, with his father's inquisitive mind, would often watch his mother's hand move, fascinated by the way she transformed plain fabrics into beautiful garments. Ada, with her mother's grace, would help by sorting the threads and handling Nkem the necessary tools. Years passed, and Nkem's business grew. She became known throughout the village and beyond for her beautiful dresses. Her designs were well put together and highly sought after. She was a respected and admired figure throughout the village. Obi, now a young man, had inherited his father's gentle spirit and his mother's determination. He was intelligent and hardworking, eager to learn and grow. He often helped his mother with her business managing their accounts and negotiating with customers. One day, Nkem's brother Emeka, a wealthy fabric merchant from the city, visited the village. He was impressed by Obi's intelligence and work ethic and offered to take him to the city to learn the fabric trade. Nkem, though hesitant to part with her son, knew this was a golden opportunity for him. She agreed. On the day Obi was leaving, they all gathered around him with tears in their eyes to bid him farewell, and Obi left for the city with his uncle. Emeka, a businessman to the core, took Obi under his wing. He taught him the intricacies of the fabric trade, the art of negotiation, the importance of quality, and the value of hard work. Obi, with his sharp mind and dedication, absorbed everything his uncle taught him. He worked diligently, earning his uncle's trust and respect. Soon 7 years had passed, and Obi was transformed. He became skilled and knowledgeable in the fabric business. Emeka, recognizing Obi's potential, decided to settle him with enough money to start his own business. Obi, grateful for his uncle's generosity, vowed to make him proud. Obi, with his newfound wealth and experience, decided to bring his mother and sister to the city. He rented a spacious house, furnished it with comfortable furniture, and sent word to Nkem and Ada to join him. Nkem and Ada were overjoyed to be reunited with Obi. They arrived in the city, their hearts filled with anticipation and excitement. They were amazed by the busy city, the tall buildings, the crowded markets, and the lively atmosphere. Obi's house became a heaven for them, a place where they could live together as a family, surrounded by love and comfort. They were happy, content, and grateful for the blessings they had received. One day, Obi met a beautiful woman called Ijeoma. She was charming and witty, and her smile could lighten up a room. Obi loved her immediately. They began to spend time together, and their friendship blossomed into love. Obi, deeply in love with Ijeoma, decided to marry her. Nkem and Ada were happy for him, hoping that they would live life together as one big happy family. However, their hopes were soon dashed. Ijeoma, though charming and beautiful, harbored a deep dislike for Nkem and Ada. She saw them as a burden, an obstacle to her happiness. She resented their presence in her home. When Obi was away, Ijeoma would treat Nkem and Ada with disdain and disrespect. She would make snide remarks like calling Obi's sister a lazy girl and complaining about the smell of her mother-in-law's food. She would criticize their every move and make them feel unwelcome in their own home. Nkem and Ada, though hurt by Ijeoma's behavior, tried to remain patient, hoping that she would eventually accept them. But Ijeoma's animosity only grew stronger. She became increasingly bitter and resentful, her actions becoming more and more unbearable. She made life difficult for Nkem and Ada, creating a tense and uncomfortable atmosphere in the house. One day, Nkem prepared a big pot of onugbu soup, and Ijeoma poured it away, saying that it had a foul smell. Nkem and Ada decided that they had had enough. They packed their belongings and left Obi's house, renting a small house in a nearby neighborhood. They were heartbroken, but they knew they could no longer endure Ijeoma's cruelty. Obi, upon discovering that his mother and sister had left, was devastated. He confronted Ijeoma, demanding to know why she had driven them away. Ijeoma, feigning innocence, claimed that Nkem and Ada had left of their own accord, that they were unhappy living in the city. Obi, though heartbroken, felt torn between his love for Ijeoma and his loyalty to his mother and sister. He tried to reason with Ijeoma to make her understand the importance of family, but she remained unmoved. He eventually obliged her wishes and visited his mother and sister in their new home. He felt a deep guilt, but couldn't bring them back. He felt his new wife needed him more. However, even after Nkem and Ada left, Ijeoma's behavior did not improve. She became increasingly demanding and controlling, snapping at Obi at every opportunity. She treated him with the same disdain she had shown his mother and sister. One day, Obi experienced a major setback in his business. A large shipment of fabric was damaged in transit, resulting in a significant loss. He was devastated. His dreams of building a successful business crumbling right before his eyes. Ijeoma, upon learning of Obi's misfortune, packed her belongings and left. She left a note saying she was not born to suffer. When Obi saw the note, he was heartbroken, realizing that Ijeoma's love for him was conditional, dependent on his wealth and success. He felt betrayed and alone, his heart filled with so much regret for the way he had treated his mother and sister. He realized that he had prioritized his love for Ijeoma over his loyalty to his family. He had paid a heavy price. Obi, humbled by his experience, went to his mother and sister, begging them for their forgiveness. They welcomed him with open arms. They understood his mistakes, his weakness, and his heartbreak. Obi reunited with his mother and sister and vowed never again to let anyone come between them. He realized that family was the most precious gift, a bond that could not be broken by wealth, success, or fleeting love. They lived together. Their bond grew stronger than ever. Obi, with his mother and sister by his side, rebuilt his business, learning from his mistakes and emerging stronger and wiser. Nkem, Ada, and Obi found peace and happiness in their reunited family. They learned that true wealth lay not in material possessions, but in the love and support of family. They understood that life was a journey filled with ups and downs, but with love and resilience, they could overcome any obstacle. They lived happily ever after, their hearts filled with gratitude for the lessons they had learned and the love they had found. If you watched up till this point, I really appreciate you big time. Please tell me in the comment section what you learned from the story. Keep being amazing till I come your way again next time with another interesting story. Bye.